Most people don't know what's holding them back, but you do because you listen to me, Sam, your self-care guru and journal junkie. Welcome to Journal Entries, your safe place where you can tune in weekly to get tips, tricks, and journal prompts to uncover your feelings, gain clarity, and make your move. Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Journal Entries. This week is really exciting to me. Maybe not exciting. That might be a stretch, but it is very relevant because it's been something that I've been feeling for so long. And I think I just now cracked the code on what it was that I was feeling and what to do about it so that I can start to feel like more in control and better and just like move on from this. And it's a simple thing that I think a lot of people probably go through, whether consciously or subconsciously. What it is my morning routine. I've tried so many morning routines over the past 3 years, probably, well, my lifetime for sure. But over the past 3 years, I feel like I keep texting my sister saying, I'm going to try this routine, or what if I do this, or what if I do that? And I keep reverting back to what worked for me. Back in the timeline, I feel like 2018, 2019, I was in a really great morning routine. It just worked for me in that season of my life. I remember I would get up and I don't even think I was pressing snooze. I would wake up and then I would have my hot water with lemon. And then I would go to the couch and do some visualization. And then I wasn't really journaling at the time, but I would plan my day and like kind of write out some brain dump lists and whatnot. And then I would exercise, and then I would post some of my workout clips to my Instagram stories. And then I would just go about my day. There may have been a few other things in there, but it was just so routine for me. And I just felt really good that whenever I started to feel like my life was spiraling out of control, that was my default. I felt like if I can at least control my mornings, then there's hope to having a calm, peaceful, productive day. Recently, though, my son Griffin has been waking up earlier and earlier for whatever reason. We won't go back too far because a year ago he was the best sleeper in the entire world. But within the past year, he's been waking up around, I would say like 8 o'clock, which was perfect. I would wake him up. I would have to go wake him up a lot of the time and then get him ready for school and drop him off. But lately he's been getting up earlier and earlier, which means that he's been interrupting my morning routine. And this has been happening for at least 2 months, potentially 3 months of not really knowing when he was going to wake up in the morning, but really staying strong with my morning routine, knowing when I was going to work out, when I was going to do all of these things, and feeling frustrated almost daily because he would wake up and I would be doing something that felt like I would just rather be doing it with my undivided attention, right? Like journaling. Like if you get pulled away, if I get pulled away from journaling, I just get taken out of the headspace. So that for me is something that is just like me time. I need focused alone time to journal. Another thing that's frustrating for me is getting uninterrupted with my workouts. And this is different for everybody because I know that there are parents that work out with their kids. I know this, and I know it because people have commented when I've opened up about this on social media, and people have said like, oh, if your kid wakes up, just let them work out with you. It's a great role model situation. But every kid is so different. And Griffin goes through stages where he does not like it. Well, he never likes it when I'm not in the same room as him. So then I try and work out in the same room as him in the living room. And he would just scream bloody murder if I was exercising. Even if he was watching TV, even if I had him all set up with what he needed, he would just yell. So I'm like, it's not worth it to me that early in the morning. It's, we all know what's best for ourselves. And so exercise is just something that I wanted to do on my own. So there were these key things that, again, just Griffin kept waking up, and I didn't enjoy how I felt. But the only way that I felt like I knew was the quote unquote right way to have a morning routine that worked for me in the past. Looking back, that was before I had a kid. That was before I had 2 businesses that I was running. That was before I was divorced. That was before so much of my life has changed. And so I want you right now to just, first of all, take a breath, take a minute, and honor how different your life is right now than what it was in the past. And it could be all amazing changes, right? Change doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I think my life is amazingly different right now than it was in the past, but life changes. We change. Seasons change, and that's okay. I think that we forget to honor that, and we cling so tight onto routines. Some of us, I'm raising my hand, onto relationships, onto different things that we feel like are our comfort zones and will keep us grounded, but they're just not benefiting us. They're not serving us anymore. So if you feel like, especially with routines, and in the morning or evening potentially, you're just not feeling great, maybe you're also feeling frustrated like I was, then I'm going to walk you through exactly what I did to get to a point where I actually, for the past week, and I know it's only been a week, but this has been the longest that I've stuck to a new schedule and felt this good. So when you feel good, you usually keep going and continue forward with it. What I did first was I journaled through what activities would I like to do before plugging into work. So again, for me, this is my morning routine. Make this personal to you. Maybe for you, it's a different time of the day or something completely different. But what are the activities that you would like to do before plugging into work? We're just going to run with this example. I wrote down, I would like to journal. I would like to do visualization, because that's something that I have not done in a long time, but I always feel good when I do it. I would love to write down affirmations, read or listen to personal development, exercise, shower, and get ready. Next, I wrote down, which would I feel annoyed if Griffin interrupted? For me, that's visualization, exercise, and journaling. So what if, since I make my own schedule, and I'll get to those of you that don't have the opportunity to make your own schedule right now, what if I changed my routine and journaling and mindset and rerouted all of it so that it worked for me? What would that look like? And so in my journal, I just kind of made it my playground, if you will, and just jotted down certain things in different orders and how much time I thought that it would take. And I came up with something that felt good for me, good enough for me to try. And so I'm waking up at the same exact time that I usually do, which is 6 a.m. And then I would do visualization first and foremost, because that, like, come on, you guys, if you did this too, if you start visual, or like a guided meditation, anything like that, and someone interrupts you, that is so frustrating. Okay, so visualization right away, and then journaling and affirmations, just because it's really easy to, some people, affirmations is their journaling, but journal and affirmations right after that. And then after that, reading and personal development, because that was the activity that I decided I would not be frustrated if I was interrupted. So I think I skipped over that prompt, but so what activities would you be frustrated if you were interrupted, and what activities would you be okay being interrupted? Where's that happy medium for you. And for me, personal development, I'm fine with Griffin taking me away from that. So then I would do that. And then I would do drop off with Griffin and then come home and exercise. That's new for me because I always tried exercising before, like first thing in the morning before the sun even woke up. So exercising when I got home and then shower and then get ready and then plug into work. So that's what I've been doing. And it's been feeling different. It's really different working out when I get home because it feels like I should be working. It feels like I should be plugging immediately into work. Yet now it's my time to exercise and then to shower and then to work. And I'm working, like plugging into my, desk and office space and all of that later in the day. But it's from such a more positive headspace. And I will say that PD section of reading my book, Griffin has been waking up every single day right when I'm supposed to start reading. So I have not been reading at all, but I'm okay with that because I've gotten through my visualization, my journaling, my affirmations, the things that make me feel good. And then the fact that I don't get to reading or listening to personal development at that time is totally fine. I end up playing with Griffin for 2 hours and then drop off and I continue forward. For those of you that work out of the house and just don't have the opportunity to create a schedule like I have, there are so many different ways that you can make this work for you. Same prompts as before. So what would you love your morning routine to look like? What activities would you be frustrated if they got interrupted? And then what activities are you okay if they got interrupted? And then look at what your day is like, your schedule, and pencil in all those activities that you want to do around that. So maybe for you, your exercise, if that's important to you, is going for a walk during your lunch break, or maybe listening to personal development in your car, like on Audible books or listening to a podcast, or if you have a pet and you like walk your dog, that's when you can listen to personal development. So it doesn't have to be stacked like I have it all in the morning. It can be at random points throughout your day. Journaling at night is a really great time. So maybe for you, you can journal in bed right before you close your eyes. You can do a nice brain dump, maybe a little bit of gratitude, whatever feels good for you. And here's the cool thing. Give it a try. If you love it and feel great, keep doing it. And if not, tomorrow you can choose something different. Whatever you liked, keep doing that. And whatever felt off, tweak it, change it, switch it up. That's the beauty of journaling, is that you can check in with yourself during this process and you can keep changing it until you find a routine that works for this season. Because guess what? Another season is coming. Another change is coming, and that will require a new version of us, and it will require a new routine, new mindset, and journaling can be that like home base for us to constantly just check in with ourselves really quick each day and make sure that we're doing things intentionally that make us feel good. So those are your prompts. I will type them up in the show notes for you to reflect back on. And I would love to hear what your morning routine is, truly, because there's so many different ways to do it. So shoot me a DM on Instagram at samantha.s.says and tell me what you're going to try for your morning routine this week. And I'll talk to you next week. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's journal entry. I love connecting with my listeners, so make sure you screenshot this episode and tag me on Instagram at samantha.s.says so I know you're listening. And don't forget to grab your free training and journal prompts at www.samanthapenkoff.com/podcast.